The Trump administration lays off more than 4,000 federal workers amid the ongoing shutdown. Former President Joe Biden begins treatment for prostate cancer, and Hollywood loses a legend. Diane Keaton has died at 79. Plus, here's today's trivia. Which medieval custom inspired modern trick-or-treating? It's Sunday, October 12th, and this is the Flyover Podcast. Welcome to the Flyover Podcast, taking you above the noise for an unbiased, high-altitude view of today's headlines with daily coverage that's honest and refreshing. Let's cruise the news and land the facts. Hi, I'm Amy Hess, your weekend host, and I hope you're having a relaxing Sunday morning, whether you're headed to church, catching up on errands, or just enjoying a second cup of coffee. We've got everything you need to know to start your day informed, so let's get right to it and get ready for takeoff. The Trump administration laid off more than 4,100 federal employees Friday amid the ongoing government shutdown, with more layoffs expected, according to administration officials. The most significant cuts were at the Treasury Department, where 1,446 employees received reduction in force notices. Health and Human Services also saw major reductions, with roughly 1,100 to 1,200 employees affected. Layoffs also hit 5 other departments, 315 at Commerce, 466 at Education, 187 at Energy, 442 at Housing and Urban Development, and 176 at Homeland Security. The figures came from a court filing by the Justice Department in response to a lawsuit from unions representing federal workers. Former President Joe Biden is undergoing radiation and hormone therapy for prostate cancer as part of his ongoing treatment plan, according to a spokesperson. Diagnosed in May with an aggressive form of the disease, Biden will receive 5 weeks of radiation while continuing a pill-based hormone treatment. Doctors discovered the cancer after he reported urinary symptoms that led to the finding of a small nodule, later classified as Gleason score 9 with bone metastasis. Earlier this year, he also had Mohs surgery to remove skin cancer from his forehead, leaving a small scar. And Oscar-winning actress Diane Keaton has died at 79. She was celebrated for her quirky charm and iconic roles in Annie Hall, the Godfather films, and Father of the Bride. Keaton made her film debut in 1970's Lovers and Other Strangers, but her breakthrough came as Kay Adams in The Godfather in 1972. Her many collaborations with Woody Allen and Nancy Meyers earned her new generations of fans, as did her distinctive fashion sense. She had not been seen publicly in 6 months and never disclosed any illness. Keaton leaves behind her 2 children, Dexter and Duke, whom she adopted in her 50s. If you want to see her life and photos, we have it linked in the show notes. Now let's check today's top financial headlines. A U.S. bankruptcy court has approved $475 million in financing and $150 million investment from AerCap for Spirit Airlines, allowing the bankrupt carrier to keep operating. Amazon, Nvidia, and Tesla shares each fell about 5% on Friday, wiping out $770 billion in market value after Trump's tariff threats on China's goods triggered the Nasdaq's steepest drop since April. And homeowners and agents are turning to AI to virtually stage homes, enhancing listing photos to save as much as $100,000 in upgrades and bring properties to market faster. Let's take a quick look at how the markets closed for the week. The Nasdaq fell 3.01%. The S&P 500 dropped 2.69%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average slipped 2.77%. Bitcoin tumbled 8.34%, while gold rose 1.13% to close at $3,975.90 an ounce. Now, here are some extra stories just for you, our podcast listeners. You won't find these in the email. A mid-October nor'easter is forming off Florida and is expected to move up the East Coast this weekend into early next week. Forecasters warn that major cities from the Carolinas to New England could see 1 to 3 inches of rain and wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Coastal regions may face even harsher conditions with 4 to 5 inches of rain, gusts reaching 60 miles per hour, and the potential for significant flooding, beach erosion, and rough surf. President Donald Trump received a clean bill of health following a comprehensive evaluation at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. In a letter released Friday, White House physician Dr. Sean Barbarella said Trump remains in, quote, exceptional health after undergoing advanced imaging, lab tests, and preventative assessments as part of his routine maintenance plan. In a remarkable act of sportsmanship, an Oklahoma City girls basketball team voluntarily surrendered its state title after realizing a scoring mistake gave them an undeserved win. The Academy of Classical Christian Studies initially celebrated a buzzer-beater victory over Apache High, but later discovered after reviewing game footage that they had actually lost by 1 point. Despite league rules preventing score changes, Coach Brendan King and his players asked to return the championship trophy. The league agreed, and King personally delivered the plaque to Apache High, a gesture both teams say they'll never forget. There's nothing like those 5 to 9 hours when you're unwinding at home, making it your own cozy sanctuary. For me, that's where Cozy Earth's bamboo sheets have been a total game changer. Temperature regulation at night is a real thing, and these sheets made from viscose from bamboo wick away heat and moisture, keeping me cool and comfortable. They're so soft and luxurious compared to any other sheets I've tried. The funniest part, I didn't tell my husband I'd switched the bedding, and the first night he noticed it right away. He said these sheets feel incredible. I'm so excited to try their Bubble Cuddle Blanket next. With its plush, textured bubble design and ultra-soft fibers, it sounds like the perfect way to add some cozy style to my living room or bedroom. If you want to make your home feel like your favorite place to be, Cozy Earth is the way to go. It's not just bedding, it's a lifestyle upgrade. You can try Cozy Earth risk-free with their 100-night sleep trial. If you don't love it, send it back. But I'm betting you won't. Plus, there's a 10-year warranty for lasting comfort. Head to CozyEarth.com or use our link in the show notes and be sure to use my code FLYOVER for up to 20% off. If you get a post-purchase survey, let them know you heard about Cozy Earth right here on the Flyover podcast, because home isn't just where you live, it's how you feel. Let's go home with Cozy Earth. Still ahead, your weekend sports lineup, and we'll reveal which classic movie monster came out on top in yesterday's poll. That's all coming up. Time to check the scoreboard. Here's what's happening in sports. The Las Vegas Aces completed a 4-game sweep of the Phoenix Mercury in the WNBA Finals on Friday night, winning the final game 97-86. Asia Wilson was named the series MVP after averaging over 28 points and 11 rebounds. Plenty of heavyweight matchups headline today's slate of NFL games, with the San Francisco 49ers and Tampa Bay Buccaneers kicking off at 4:25 Eastern and wrapping up with the Detroit Lions and Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. And MLB legend Albert Pujols has met with the Los Angeles Angels to discuss their open managerial position. Now it's time for one of my favorite parts of our Sunday show, Whatever Happened To, where we take a look back for an update. Whatever happened to Elian Gonzalez? Elian became a national sensation in 1999 after he and his mother left Cuba by boat for the United States, only to have the boat sink. His mother died, but Elian was rescued, clinging to an inner tube, and brought to his great-uncle in Miami. A high-profile custody and immigration battle followed, pitting his Miami relatives against his father in Cuba. That ended with a federal raid on the Miami house, where agents took the child from his uncle, a moment captured in an iconic photo. After being sent back to Cuba, Gonzalez grew up and studied industrial engineering before working for a state company in tourism. In 2023, he became a deputy in Cuba's National Assembly. Gonzalez has said he doesn't regret growing up in Cuba, despite, quote, difficult situations. In a 2023 interview, he said he lives a simple life, is married, and has a young daughter named Eliz, in honor of his late mother, Elizabeth. Now it's time for our Etc. section. A few more headlines we thought you needed to know. Authorities confirmed there were no survivors of Friday's explosion at a Tennessee explosives plant that initially left 18 people unaccounted for. 4 people were killed and at least 12 injured in a shooting early Saturday in Leland, Mississippi, following the town's high school homecoming game. Scientists studying naked mole rat DNA, which is resistant to cancer, neurodegeneration, and arthritis, say the species could help humans improve health and extend quality of life with age. And the White House has added a bronze statue of George Washington to the Rose Garden, honoring President Trump's request to relocate the National Park Service Memorial. Now it's time for Poll Position. Yesterday we asked, which is the best classic movie monster? Here's how you answered. Frankenstein took the lead with 42%, followed by Dracula with 26%, The Wolfman and Other each earned 11%, and The Mummy rounded it out with 10%. Okay, now I told you I would ask what other means to you. I'm excited to read the comment section to see what you have to say. I'm not a big classic movie fan, like a big classic monster movie fan, but I do live in a household with some Godzilla fans, so I would have to put that, I guess. All right, here's today's question. What's your favorite part of fall? Fall colors, cooler temperatures, football, the World Series, holidays, or other? Vote with a link in the show notes, and Ayla Brown will have the results for you tomorrow. For me, I love fall. It is my favorite season. The fall colors and the cooler temperatures are the standouts for me, but Halloween, not so much. And we're actually going to learn all about that in our next upcoming segment, Trivia. All right, time's up. Here's today's trivia. The question was, which medieval custom inspired modern trick-or-treating? For many, Halloween is a night of costumes, candy, and carved pumpkins, but the tradition actually stretches back centuries. The modern custom of trick-or-treating evolved from an old Christian practice known as souling, S-O-U-L-I-N-G, observed during All Hallowtide. That's the 3-day period from October 31st to November 2nd. In medieval Britain, children and the poor would go door to door offering prayers for the dead in exchange for soul cakes, small round buns marked with a cross. Over time, the practice blended with local folk customs and eventually made its way to America, becoming the secular, candy-filled tradition we know today. The more you know. And that's a wrap for Sunday's edition of the Flyover Podcast. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe at jointheflyover.com so you can get your daily email with the latest stories sent straight to your inbox. Thanks for spending part of your weekend with me. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and Ayla will be back here tomorrow for your weekday coverage. As always, thanks for flying with us.